Are we live? Hey,
It seems mighty quiet. It says loud.
we're trying something new, so hopefully this is going to work. Can everybody hear us? Anybody here? Can anybody see us? John
Kenny
Kenny's
says
here.
hello.
Can you hear us, John? Hello, hello, hello. Loud and clear. Good. We're trying something a little different today, so we're hoping this will work.
Hey, Shirley Atkins.
Where are you going now?
I need tissue. My nose is running.
So we're going to wait a little while till some people get on here for a few minutes. We're trying something different on this new streaming app to see if we can get a little more
We can look a
functional.
little more technically savvy.
Like, so if we see this with John Kenny, I can say, there's John Kenny says hello. So I don't know anything about this program. So you can't test this stuff before we play with it. So we're just going to see how it works. StreamYard. Yes, it's StreamYard now until I pay for it, John.
Hey, Rhonda.
All right. So today is another wind down Wednesday.
With coffee instead because it's freezing.
It's not freezing. We're keto, so we can't drink the sugary wine that we wanted.
I mean, once a week we could have wine, but it's cold.
So today we're coming live to you guys. So welcome for everybody that are here now. We're coming live to you right now from the Florida Keys. And as Lisa says, she's cold.
Because it's supposed to be warm here, and it's not. It is.
Yeah. 67 degrees, and she's cold, guys.
It's also very windy, which adds to the cold.
It's 8-mile-an-hour winds. So
it's cold. I don't care who you are. It's cold. And you know what? I'm not the coldest one because we went to a potluck this evening, and Charity, I don't know if y'all follow Dash of Adventure, but Charity had on a sweater and a jacket. So
Shirley says it's 35.
I'm sorry for you, Shirley.
We're almost doubling what she has right now. So.
But like I tell my children, it's probably supposed to be close to that in Virginia this time of year.
But it's supposed to be warmer here.
It's not supposed to be. Okay, well, it is in the 60s, but it has been really windy the last couple of days, so it's very chilly.
So tomorrow, in the cold, she's going to go snorkeling. I'm not going snorkeling. Last time I went snorkeling, it wasn't a good time.
It wasn't a bad time.
I drank more water. I drank a lot of Atlantic Ocean.
Just keep your mouth shut.
You know, I can't keep my mouth shut. So we did go paddle boarding the other day. Derek, I got up on the paddle board.
He did. I'll send you the video.
And then I fell. So
he did that too.
I got up.
But he made another attempt. He fell a couple of times, but we were somewhere that it was shallower than when we were in Fiesta. So he was able to get back on the board.
So here was my issue. She says, get up on the paddle board. You can stand up here. If you fall off, you can get back on.
Because it's shallow. Because remember, Derek remembers when we were in Fiesta and I fell off my board, I couldn't reach the bottom and I couldn't get back on the board. So my thinking was in the shallower water, and by shallow, I mean like waist deep. Then if you fell, you could get back on the board.
So I got up. Let's get a scenario here going. I got up. I got my feet where they needed to get to. Got my paddle where I need to get to, so I can get in where I needed. I paddled over a couple of times, and I think a tadpole went by, and it made the board shake like this. And I don't know if you guys ever been on these paddle boards, as we were talking about last couple of times ago in these lives. Once that paddle board started moving, I couldn't keep it up where I needed to go, so I fell off. And when I fell off, I hit the ground pretty hard.
Hit the bottom. It was a little more shallow there than probably it should have been. I won't make fun of him, but I wish y'all could see the video.
There'll be a video.
But he was a good sport, so I'll give him that because it was a little wavy that day. Like a lot of us didn't even try to stand up, but for whatever reason, he thought he would.
And I got up and I hit the ground, and when I hit the ground, I kind of felt like it stuck. And I felt like I was drowning in 2 foot of water.
He looked like he was drowning. I wasn't going to go there, but he looked like he was drowning. And I so badly wanted to say, just stand up. But I didn't.
So I stood up.
I said, are you okay instead?
I stood up. My hat was on and my glasses were gone. My coasters were gone. And it's like, if I don't know if you guys been here to the Keys and out by here where it's all clear water, when you step, it makes a puffy, dusty mess. So we had to stay still for a few seconds to get all of that stuff out of the way. And when it did, you could see where my head hit and the glasses were beside it. So my glasses stuck into the ground. So
no worries. The coasters were saved for another day.
Hey.
But tomorrow we're going snorkeling, and he and Dave are going to just stay on the boat. They're going to be party poopers and not get in the water.
So we're going to look over here in the chat for a little bit, see what's going on.
Robert D'Angelo says it's 63 in Texas. It's really chilly there too, huh?
It's chilly.
Hey, Ray. Did you say hey to Ray? And Pete. And Kenny Collins.
Kenny Collins.
And I think I saw the Shribes on there. Joanne from Wisconsin. Hey, Mike and Joe.
So.
That's how you spell it too.
Wisconsin. That's how she says it. So
I know. That's right. That's the way it should be. He didn't lose his hat.
No, I didn't lose that hat. I figured, I don't know if y'all saw that short or reel we put out the other day when we were walking down in Key West. I was walking, we were filming, and all of a sudden my hat just flew straight off. And poor Danny went chasing it, and he couldn't get it, and it went out in the water. So we walked up and down the thing a little bit and watching it, wondering how I was going to get in. I was going to throw Danny off and see if he can at least jump in there and get my hat, because it became my favorite hat.
Again, it was chilly that day.
So we walked back and forth, and we looked around, and finally Lisa saw some people down there fishing, and she said, hey, can you do us a favor? Can you come up here and see if you can catch the hat?
And he tried.
But by the time it started going too far.
By the time we got down to where he was and he got back to where we were, it had gone further out. So, and it was so windy that he would throw that way and it would land in the water over here. So the hat was in the middle, but he couldn't make it. Even with weights, he couldn't make it go there. So
it's been we all been talking about it down here in the Keys, and I know you guys are up north and it's cold, but everybody's talking about, especially the ones that come down here to the Keys a lot, are talking about how unseasonably cold and windy it has been. Like, we had tornado warnings the other day. We had 25
Can we just tell you
that
the people behind us and their Newmar left their awning out? It was a tornado warning. It was windy. It even hailed one day. Still, he left his awning out. And I was so afraid.
They came outside and looked, so I know they knew it was windy. So
it was doing a lot of moving, but it stayed on there. He was very lucky. I'm going to blame the man, but for whatever.
So, Joanne, I know you're on here now. I know you always have a ton of questions. So you got to load us up with some questions sooner or later so we can answer some of your questions, because I know camping season is right around the corner. If you guys saw that Dago little thing, saw its shadow.
The groundhog.
Didn't see its shadow. I always get that mixed up.
Didn't see his shadow. So spring is on its way.
So you people in Wisconsin and Minnesota and all those places, it's almost time to get the campers out. So I know you're going to have some questions, Joanne, for us. Load us up there if you have some. But then we can go back now, which we always do, and talk about our campouts. For everybody coming to the campout, we only have a couple more sites, like 5 or 6 left, I think, for Endless right now.
And there are a couple of cabins. So if anybody knows anybody that, like, if you want to bring a friend or a family member that doesn't have an RV, there are a couple cabins left.
So that is almost full. Our horse farm is down to 6 or 7, and I'm going to cut it off and make a waiting list, just so we don't have so many people out there. So if you're wanting to get into the horse farm, or you want to get into Endless Caverns, get in it right now. I know we talked to Lisa, the other Lisa, the other day about Yellowstone. Yellowstone still has a couple more rooms in there, a couple more spots.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So we only have 25 there and 25 at HTR Black Hills. So,
and we're already taking up 7 of them with those of us that are making the whole trip. So that's what? How many does that leave? 18 yes. Sites left to fill, and some of them are already filling up. So that's a good thing. But I wanted to tell you all, I don't have all the details, but I have enough for you to all get excited about it, I think. Blue Water has been working at training, and I don't know if it's a specific person in the call center. So again, I don't have all the details. Lisa Mannon may pop on later, and if she does, she can drop the information because she will have all the deets. But instead of having to call Lisa Mannon directly or I don't know what the other girl's
The
name
other
was.
girl
that
is
was
no
working there.
longer there anymore.
Well, I don't know that she's no longer there, but they've done some restructuring or rearranging, and so she's not working under Lisa anymore. But so the important, exciting thing is instead of having to call Lisa directly to make your reservations, because she's only one person, you're going to be able to call the call center. But I don't know.
She's supposed to be coming on here tonight if she
That's
can
what I
get on
said.
here.
And if she gets on, she can definitely put that on there. She would have the number. I'm thinking it's going to be a certain number you call, not just their regular 800 number. But anyway, you'll be able to call a specific number that goes to the call center, but they are trained to take our reservations for our groups. So instead of having to call Lisa all the time, we will have an 800 number. And the good thing about that is
good news.
They are open, I think, later in the evening, and they're open on the weekends.
They're open 7 days a week, and I think it's 8 to 5 or 8 to 6 right now. We'll get more information on that soon. So everybody that's trying to sign up for these is having a little bit of issues with Lisa getting back with you because she's super, super swamped. Hopefully this will take something off of her plate, and we will have a direct contact with somebody in a call center and get it all taken.
And she's still going to be our girl for planning and that kind of thing. So she's still going to be very much involved, but it'll make it easier for you all to get in touch with somebody and easier for her to do other things she needs to get done.
So Joe, questions, Mike and me, questions. Yes. I need some questions. So we're not really prepared tonight because we were in the Keys and we were relaxing and we were enjoying what we got going on, and we're working on all of our campouts and caravans or crawls. So we've been super busy, so I haven't even had a chance to think about what we were going to talk about. But the reason we're going to StreamYard also is I can bring in special guests. So
how much fun will that be?
Our goal and our hope is to be able to get some of our partners like RV Life. If you guys have questions to RV Life and all that kind of stuff, they can come on here and they can start talking, and you guys can ask them questions and they can talk about their programs. Same thing with Open Roads. We're working with Open Roads now, which is your fuel saving card. They got a lot of things coming down the pike that they want to talk about. So hopefully you guys can hear about it here first when we have those people on. So we're going to work on once a month to try and get some people on here to talk to you guys about different things we're going to be promoting.
Different products and things. Oh, look, it's Beal too. The other Beal. 51 in Atlanta. I don't know. Shirley still got him beat at 30 something up top. That's crazy.
Well, Wild Berries, how cold is it up there? You guys got to be colder. You're in Maryland. Who's got the coldest temperature right now? So right now,
Wisconsin probably does.
Man, that doesn't mean anything. How cold is it up in Wisconsin? Anybody got temperatures? Nobody knows how cold it is. Ray, how cold is it where you are? 36. Can anybody beat 36? Do we have something better than 36?
John Kenny, you are on the horse farm.
Schreiber said it's wait a minute. Raisin Wildberry says 36 and 29. When you leave in the morning, it doesn't count then. I want to know right now. But in Wisconsin, see, it's 36. It's the same as it is in Maryland. You thought just because they're farther up here, they're going to be a lot colder.
I just thought because every time I hear about the weather in Wisconsin, it's cold.
I'm older than the temps. That's not good. Well,
me too.
You're not older than the temps right now. It's 67.
It's 36.
You're not colder than the temps here.
No,
you're almost 67, but you're not quite there.
No.
So anyway, that's all the campouts. The caravan, we're gearing up and we're ready to start hitting the road in May.
See, Gloucester's colder than Maryland.
So in May, we leave for the caravan.
June. May, we go to Endless Caverns. Then we're hanging out till the 1st of June, official, June 1.
So we've been on the phone all day today with different partners and different people that we think are going to really help out with the caravans, the crawls, next 2 years. Mm-hmm. It's going to be exciting, guys.
Because it's not hard enough just planning this year. We're going to plan next year and the next year.
So we're already planning next year. So I'm going to let you guys know now. If you're even interested, I have no details right now, so don't go asking for details. We have no details at all right this second, but it will start in silence. Where's it going to start? It's going to start in Key West. So we're going to go from milepost 0 down to Key West, which is going to be Sugarloaf Key if everything goes right. But you guys can watch that video if you guys want to watch that video that we did. And then we're going to go all the way up to Maine, which will be milepost 1. I don't think they really call it milepost 0 up there. So we're not going to follow Route 1. We're not going to follow 95. We're basically going to go from 0 to 0, 0 to 1, and we're going to come on up and we're going to hang over to Endless Caverns in May like we always do. We're coming back over, hit a couple of them over there, and then go north. And we'll jagger on the way. But it's not going to be a straight beeline shot straight up. It's going to be from 0 to 0. So hoping you guys are going to join us next year on that.
Well, and I think it's going to be a longer trip. So
it's going to be a lot longer trip.
Time wise, not miles. I don't really know about the miles.
The miles could probably be less.
What that may mean is that we may have fewer people on board for the whole entire trip. But what we're hoping is it will allow people to kind of jump on and off. So maybe somebody could jump on in the Keys and go up as far as South Carolina or even to the meetup in Virginia, and then they would drop off. I mean, okay, let me back up. I don't mean that somebody's not welcome to take the whole entire trip. We would love to have anybody along for the whole trip that wants to come. But I'm thinking because it's longer, it may give people the opportunity who maybe don't want to go the whole trip to just, hop in for a couple states, or if you've always wanted to go to Maine and you want to pick us up in Maryland and head up or whatever, I think the opportunity will be there for that.
So it's not going to be you need to go from point A to point B. You can come on down to us with the Keys, and then when we get to the northern part of Florida or so, you guys can drop off and do what you need to do there, or you don't have to do any of it. When we do our campouts along the way, you can stop and just do the campouts kind of like we're doing. So we have a lot of plans on this. We have a lot of people that are interested in jumping on board and helping us do the crawl. So I think it's going to be really, really fun. So if you're interested in doing that, like I said, it's 0 0, and it's going to start when?
April, I believe.
End of March, 1st of April. Hit Endless Caverns in May like we always do, and then head on up. So like I said, that's all we know right now until we can get everything set in stone. So if you're interested, please email us at FindUsCamping.com and just say 2025 crawl. That way we will at least have an idea who wants to go and see, so we can let our people know. Joanne is asking if anybody's had the RV armor put on. We do know that Ray and Lisa Weinbarger had theirs put on this summer.
Right after Hershey.
So I think they love it. We love it. We were thinking about getting it done, but they have to pull all the solar off, cover it all, and do some weird stuff with the brackets, and it was going to cost us a fortune to do it. So as of right this second, I don't see it coming on ours, but I've heard
nothing but good things about it.
I've heard nothing but good stuff about it. It's lifetime warranty on it. You never have to seal anything again. It's done. And I believe, don't quote me, I know one time when I talked to them to show or called them, you get one free fix if something major happens, like if you need to replace an air conditioner or something, they will fix it one time for free if you bring it to them. So I don't know if they still do that. That was just the last I heard on that. So I suggested, I think it's a great thing to do. And if I would keep campers longer than 2 or 3 years, I would do it in a minute. So
who's Jay McDaddy?
I don't know.
Jay McDaddy. I'm at a loss.
Williamsburg. He did say what's up. So
no.
I don't know who that is. If we know you and we are not thinking, let us know who it is.
I've been pondering it. In the meantime, though, Joanne also has a question.
Well, we'll get there. So Robert D'Angelo says he will follow us.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
From Endless to Maine. So that's good to know. You can still go farther down. You can come all the way down to the Keys. It's beautiful down here. We can start here and ride on up together.
John McCrane.
From Chesapeake Bay. See, first of all, I'm out of this. I'm innocent because I'm terrible with names and faces.
I know.
So
I really wish it had little faces instead of letters and
so if I
names.
did meet you, I try to tell everybody I can't remember people's names. So Lisa's going to be thinking about this the whole time now. So did
Like
we?
John and Susan?
Ooh.
Okay.
All right,
This is
Joanne.
hard for me, Joanne.
This is what I love about Joanne. She always has questions. So suggested for yearly maintenance on your rig. We had an amazing guy, but is no
Yep,
longer
yep.
in
See, I got it right. I said
business.
John and Susan. It's your buddy with the little Jack Russell that wants to eat your onions out.
See, I'm terrible.
Hey, John.
Man.
See, I got it right.
I'm terrible.
I don't know that I knew your last name though, so there is that.
So yearly maintenance on your rig. That
A lot of people do it themselves.
a lot of people do it themselves, but also I think it's a little bit different depending on if you're staying still or you're moving or you're whatever. So for us, since we're moving all the time, like tires, I check my tires every day because we're moving so often. Tires, again, people don't realize there's dates on tires. You need to look at the dates. Whether or not you sit still for 4, 5, 6 years, if those tires are still old, they're going to dry rot. So
I have a question. Are you asking where to get the maintenance done or what should be done on a yearly schedule?
if you're asking where, I have a perfect place, but it might be a little drive for you. Annual zero, yeah. So that's who he was.
Yep. See, I was right. It's all about the banks.
See, we knew
Hey,
we
y'all,
would
what's up?
we would find you guys. At least wouldn't figure out who you were sooner or later. I am terrible with names. I'm terrible with faces, but I would
Well,
know your
no,
face.
but I
so.
knew John and Susan, and I know he has Montana, and I know the little dog. I just didn't know his last name, so that's all. It's all good.
If you would have said Alabama, I would have remembered who you were. So what's up? The Banks, our buddy the Banks, they will be in Endless Caverns with us this year. So when you guys see all about the Banks when you're there, tell them hi. They are great, great, great people that
Stop picking.
you're picking too. People that we met. Where did we meet them? In Tampa?
Hershey.
See, once again, I can't remember.
What, 3 years ago?
And we
maybe?
run into them everywhere we go. So
We run into them at the shows.
everywhere we go.
We don't run into them at like campgrounds and stuff.
No,
so
only
we're
at
gonna
the shows.
fix that at Endless.
So we're excited to see you guys at the camp out.
Hey, John Kenny from Oak Alley. Now Joanne is asking where.
All right. Well, my favorite place is going to be Affinity RV, which is over in Indiana. So you know where that is. You were right outside there when you came to the.
Yeah, so when you were in Shipshewana for the rally, Rod's is like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes from there. He's over by Keystone. So when we went and toured Keystone, he's right there at the gate to Keystone. So that still might be a bit of a drive from Wisconsin. But you have kids in Ohio, right? You go to visit the kids, so you could do it on the way through. Oh, just a thought.
Used to keep it clean. TCB, we did the roof and sides. Protect it. Yeah.
Keep it clean. Yeah. But she's in Wisconsin, John. So
Roll Tide, yeah.
you don't have to do the whole Roll Tide thing.
I'll go ahead and put that up for you because they got steamrolled this year. So I'll just go ahead and put that up there for a few seconds. But Bill says, how long are we going to be in the Keys? Well, that's a sad thing.
Tell Donna hi, by the way.
Yes.
Sorry.
And Lisa can make those pickles for you next time we're there too.
Who are you talking to now?
John.
Oh.
The pickles that you made when we were there, you wrapped
Yeah.
whatever it was.
I thought you were talking to Bill.
Bill says, how long going to be Keys? We are actually, unfortunately, and this is the first time, guys, that I wasn't ready to leave. We're leaving Friday. But it's for a good cause. We're headed up to...
We went to the Sumner Crest Winery.
We're going up to go get more wine.
We probably will get some wine.
Lisa is going to help Tiffany...
We're going to dip some strawberries.
Dip strawberries for Valentine's Day.
So for those of you that may be near Tiffany's or in the area, I know they do pre-orders, but it may or may not be too late to pre-order. I don't know. If Tiffany jumps on, we can ask her.
She doesn't ship.
No, I know. But if you're in the area, I said, or if you don't pre-order, she does do some extras. They take, for Valentine's Day, they soak fresh strawberries in their strawberry wine dry them off, and then they dip them in chocolate and sell them by the dozens. I mean, I don't remember the number, but it's some crazy number of strawberries that they dip and sell Valentine's Day every year. They, of course, have other things. They even have some that have like a strawberry cream, like down in the middle, and then they're dipped in chocolate. So if you're near the winery, if you live anywhere near Summer Crest Winery in Portland, Tennessee, you might should give it a check because it's pretty amazing. But I was there last year and helped dip a few strawberries, and it's quite the production.
It's unbelievable how many strawberries one place can dip in chocolate.
It's crazy. Like, I swear it's like all the employees and then like kids, like their teenager kids, and there was just so many strawberries being dipped last year.
So maybe we'll do a video and a reel on that so you guys can see the process of how they get all these strawberries done and get them out of here and get to where they need to go. But it's just unbelievable how many strawberries she does.
Called Keystone Manufacturer. They do warranty work.
Yes, Keystone's only going to do warranty. So if you're planning on going to Keystone, then you can just go right to Rods.
You go to Rods, which is Affinity Affinity RV Repair Group, or Affinity AFFI. You could type that there, right? Yeah.
She's trying to do this. It's not working.
No. I'm gonna have to sit up.
Yeah, she's new at this, guys.
Oh, well, that'll get you enough.
Affinity RV Repair Group in
Goshen,
Indiana.
And if you need to,
there, Wildberries put it up. They put their.
There you go. I was going to say, if you need to, you can text me. I can send you their number.
I sent it right here.
There it is. So, yes, Joanne, for maintenance, for warranty, for repairs, for any of it, they should be able to have you covered.
So she's waving back at you, even though you can't see it. And that's the one.
And they're going to be at Miami.
That's the one thing we don't like about YouTube Live, because we can't see what you guys are seeing, what you guys are doing, which may be good. I don't know. But it's so much nicer when we do
they might be sitting in their PJs.
When we do our Zoom calls or we do our Google Meet calls or whatever we do, it's so nice to be able to see the face on the other side. So
sometimes
we might even see if we can't, instead of bringing in just partners and vendors, if we can't bring in one of you guys every week. So if anybody's interested in being on this side, so we can split it, we'll be here and you guys will be over there, and we can see one of you guys, like maybe the Wildberries or John and Rhonda or Ray and Lisa. Maybe we'll pick them out next week.
Ray and Lisa.
Yeah.
It's not next week. It's 2 weeks.
2 weeks, whatever. So hopefully we can get some of you guys on here, and that way people can see each other's faces if they don't know who everybody is. So that makes it even nicer. So
2 weeks. Let me look at my calendar. Oh, I can't. I'm still on the old calendar. Sorry, because we have to put dots in the map.
And Rhonda says she's in her PJs. Well, you know what? The funny thing is, guys, you guys don't understand this, but Lisa's in her PJs too. So
I'm not in my PJs. I had this shirt on all day today.
2 weeks from now, we're right here. So we don't even know where we are yet.
Yeah, I don't have a place.
We have no idea where we're going to be in 2 weeks yet. So, but yeah, Lisa's in her PJs and her sweatpants or whatever, because she's cold out here. So
I just have on sweats because I'm cold.
All right, Joanne, give me some more questions. I know you guys have
John Kenny,
have some more.
That would be a great idea. Do you think you convince Rhonda to come? He's going to be the traveling RV repairman with a crawl. Yeah. I mean, he did my fireplace. He did an awesome job.
He did. And he is a new
Fusion
owner. So, so we got another Fusion owner in the group. He's got a little travel trailer Fusion, and hopefully it'll be here anytime now, John. Did you hear anything from them yet?
So he can keep the bikes in the garage and the tools to do mobile RV repair while we're traveling. Sounds like a great plan.
Joanne says we have to get our rig ready. Yes, we're excited to see you guys. So you are one of the people that we know that will be at Black Hills. So we will be going to Mount Rushmore together.
There have been a couple of names on the Yellowstone and Black Hills reservations list that are not familiar to us. So that's exciting because that means we'll get to meet some new people.
Have you been to Black Hills before, Joanne? You can't believe Rhonda's still up. I mean, she gets up at 2:00 in the morning, John.
I know, cut her some slack. Poor Rhonda. I feel so bad for Rhonda. Can you hear John saying it? Never feel.
So if anybody ever need, because you guys see John Kenny on here all the time, and we might have to tell you how we met John Kenny real quick, and then we'll go, and then I'll get to where I really need to get to. We were filming a campground down in Oak Alley, which is one of our videos we did in Webster, and we were filming, and for some reason, I don't know why, we must have had our cameras down at that moment, and he came running over there and said, "You guys have your cameras down. I want to come meet you guys."
Finally, no cameras and you're not on the phone.
Every time I get to see you guys, your camera is up and I can't get to you, which if you ever see us doing that, the good thing about filming is we can stop and restart. So if you see us out there, we're fair game. Please stop us, say hi, whatever. But where I was going with that, I don't even remember now with John Kenny.
Wow. So I have no idea what you were doing.
John, what was I going?
Let me go to
God, what was I going with John Kenny? Oh, I know John Kenny. If you ever have a question about Walt Disney World,
John
whatever
and Rhonda
it is,
are resident experts.
So if anybody has questions, they can ask here. John will answer your questions. That man and those two go to Disney more than I go. I travel probably. They have season passes and they're there all the time. So they've taken us there a couple times, and
we've never actually gone inside the park. We go to Disney on a dime, which is if you play your cards right, you can park somewhere for free. You can take the monorail or the sky.
Help her, John.
I don't know what the sky thing's called, but like the little up in the air. Or they have a trolley. They have buses. Maybe there's a train, boats. And you can kind of go around like the outskirts of Disney and see all the different things, like go to the resorts and stuff. Just you're not going into Disney, but it's a cool day. Disney on a dime doesn't really cost anything unless you buy something. They have a good little coffee shop that we go to. Skyliner. That's what it's called.
Look, John got you before you did, Rhonda. So anyway, I'm not going to go off on whatever here, but if anybody ever has any questions, you can get in touch with us. That guy, those two know everything that they can possibly know about Disney. So yes, we've spent everything. We've spent a couple times there a whole day and never spent any money inside of Disney. I mean, we ate, but
but like we didn't go to the park. We didn't ride anything. We were gonna maybe go last time we were there, but it just didn't quite work out. The weather wasn't very cooperative.
So it's pretty cool that you can see so much and do so many different things and never go inside. So I need to go back up here for a second.
We need to go back up here because John's asking about Yellowstone. When is Susan retiring, John?
So he's asking about the Yellowstone trip. Sounds interesting. So Yellowstone trip, our caravan is already booked and rolling in March. Well, that's next month. That's awesome. So Yellowstone, if you go to our Facebook page, first of all, anybody that doesn't know, every one of our campouts now has its own Facebook page. So if you start typing in 2024 FindUsCamping, you'll come up with Endless Caverns, you'll come up with Yellowstone, Black Hills, Pigeon Forge, and the Horse Farm. Party. So every one of those are on there. So if everybody will go on there, get on that page, even if you're not coming, just get on there and watch.
Well, you can see what happens.
What happens.
The thought behind all the pages is, and the places that we go back to every year, like Endless and the Barn Party, we will just change the name of those pages. So next year it will become the 2025 Barn Party or whatever. But it will give you the opportunity that anybody that's there can post pictures or talk about what they did, what they liked, what they didn't. And even if you can't go this year, maybe you can see what happens and then you want to sign up and go next year. So we just leave them kind of rolling all the time. So even if you're not going, you can still get on the page to see what it's about and see if it's something you would like to do.
My favorite thing about the pages is for the people that aren't there, I need your help that are people that are there. And we need to do, and I don't think I heard this until this year or last year, and I like it. It's the FOMO, it's the fear of missing out. So I want you guys to post a lot of stuff so everybody wants to join the following year and the following year and the following year. So we do this for you guys. We do this so we can all build RV community. We do this so we can have a great time. We don't do this just for me and her to have somebody drive out to these campgrounds and campouts with us. So I want a lot of people to know. So whenever we post these things on Facebook, please share it. As many shares as we can possibly get would be awesome, so we can let everybody know. And I think it's getting ready to get big with the partners we are meeting up with and getting together. Yeah, it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
So, John, quick answer is you can go to either the Facebook page or you can go to our website and look.
Our website's going to be the easiest one because you go to the website, hit campouts, and when you hit the camp out button, it'll pull up everything there, and you can click on each one of those.
Long answer is 7 of us will be, ourselves included, 7 RVs will be leaving Virginia June 1st and landing back in Pigeon Forge last week of July. And in that time, we're going to bounce all the way across the U.S., up to Yellowstone, up to Glacier, back down to Black Hills, and down to Pigeon Forge.
6,900 miles.
Along that, we're going to have several stops at campgrounds, multiple stops at Harvest Host, a couple state parks thrown in. But we are going to have a camp out in Yellowstone at the Sun Outdoors Yellowstone North, and another camp out at HTR Black Hills, which is in South Dakota near Mount Rushmore. So those are camp outs like what we would do. And I don't think you've ever been there, but we also have a camp out in Endless Caverns, which is out near JMU. That one's definitely easy for you to come to because it's in May and it's in Virginia. But they're different sizes. So the one at Endless is going to be probably 80 RVs and or cabins. The one in Pigeon Forge could be up to 100 RVs. The 2 out west, 25 is the max because they're just smaller campgrounds. But it's just a time to get together, meet fellow RVers, like-minded people. Yeah, that's what it's about.
If you're really interested in what we're doing and where we're going, we can get on a call sometime next week if you want. Just email me your telephone number or whatever, and I'll get up with you, and then we can discuss everything that's here, everything that we're doing, and maybe.
And I think we're going to be in Chesapeake in April.
Yeah, the crawl is pretty much full now. We can't take on any more because we've already booked sites all the way across. But you can book your own to get to where we're going to be, and then follow us around if you're interested in doing it. But you have to do your own booking from there. So that's what it is. I'll be more than happy to sit down and talk to both you guys on telephone if you guys want, or we can do a Zoom call or whatever if you want to see us and we see you, whatever. So just send me your telephone number if you want, FindUsCamping.com, FindUsCamping@gmail.com. And
don't let your mouth get ahead of your brain.
Yes, and we can talk to you if you want to know.
Joanne says they've never been to Black Hills.
It's been our longest trip yet, in our part-time 4 years of travel. We're 300 miles a day max, folks. Though instead, not even sure if anyone is Wisconsin in there. We're only trying to do 300 miles now too. So
I don't know of anybody that's coming from Wisconsin specifically, though.
How far is that from you guys?
It's more than that, right? I'm a little geographically challenged. Tiffany Hall's in the house.
Tiffany, how can your phone die?
She's probably been on it all day. She's a busy person.
Always.
Telling Tiff.
Robert says, watch your video on Thousand Trails, Carolina Landing. It was very good. I don't remember. Is that the ones on the hill?
Mm.
I don't recommend that one. We used that one.
We did go a second time. There was a new manager. You could see that they were trying to make things better. And they took us around a golf cart to give us choices on spots. There still weren't very many, but they got us into one that was better than the one on our first day. So
They have cleaned it up a lot, but it's still very, 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 very
and
tight.
the new manager had just gotten there the second time we stayed. So I don't know what she's gotten accomplished since then. So it may be way better. I don't know if anybody's been there recently because
Has anybody been to Carolina lately, like the last year or so? If you did, what do you think? What are you doing?
I was just trying to scroll, but apparently I made it way bigger.
Hold on, I have to turn the air conditioner off. It's making too much noise in the back.
See, John was then off the screen. So, John, back to you again. What's the average number of folks in your caravan? This time we're just doing 7. It's the first time we've done it. So, based on how that goes, that may change for the following years, or it may stay a small group for the following years. Just depends. You moved him off the screen again.
I didn't touch him. You haven't done
Oh,
anything.
You moved him up onto the screen.
Yeah, so we already answered most.
The caravan will end in Pigeon Forge this year.
So most of the questions I can see you're asking in the chat over there, we've already answered. So it's just when we started talking, you were still typing. So
yeah, so they can do. Yeah, so y'all need to get to Endless Caverns if your son's in Harrisonburg.
Yeah, like I said, we only have I think 2 or 3 more big sites left. So if you're going to need a big site with the camper you have compared to what's there. I think they're like 25 and 28 foot spots. So if you want to go there, like I said, email us tomorrow or whatever it is, and we'll get you all the information. The information's on our Facebook page and our whatever. So you can call Lisa Mann in there and get in there. But there's not many big sites left. But
there are now Passport Americas.
You're going to love Passport America. Passport America, the only issue we have with Passport America is there is some blackout dates and times. When you become full-time, I know you guys won't go full-time because you said you don't want to go full-time. It really helps us full-timers out as we're traveling across country because it fills in gaps of where we are. And usually when we're traveling, it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday or so, and there's no blackout dates on those times.
Right.
So
they're usually weekends or I'm learning in Arizona in the summer. It seems really weird. But Arizona and the summer, guys, if you're under 55, they want to charge you an arm and a leg. And they want you to have to stay at least 2 weeks, which is insane to me. But anyway, as a general rule, so like for you, Joe, for you all to go from Wisconsin to Black Hills, I don't know geographically how many miles that is, but we would try to find a couple Passport Americas to just do a one-nighter and then land.
And it's like we said before in one of our lives or videos or whatever it was, we were going to stop at a Love's to dump our tanks, and it was $10 or $15, whatever it is, to dump our tanks when we were boondocking across. And Lisa found a Passport America, $15 or $20.
It was the exact same price. It was $10 for a full hookup,
2 miles down the road.
So it was like, this is a no-brainer.
We had 50 amp, full water and sewer.
We didn't just dump the tanks and refill them. We were able to flush the
everything.
Tanks and refill them and run the AC all night.
So there is sometimes a Harvest Host is great. There's sometimes that Passport America is great. And that's why we always try to tell people to get as many memberships as you possibly can, especially the lifetime Passport America. I don't know if you got that one, but they're not doing that anymore. That was beautiful. It was perfect. It was $299 for a lifetime. And you never have to worry about it. And it's just the $20 a night, $10 a night for camping is perfect. Perfect.
Even at, some of the other parks that are normally way, way more expensive, half price just makes it, more reasonable for even some of those parks. Like, I'm not going to, okay, so I'll say KOA, but I don't think there's any KOAs on Passport America. But a lot of times it's like, well, that's a really nice park. And they want $125 a night. I can't afford that. And that's crazy.
We can afford it for a splurge, but I can't afford it full-time.
Well, right. But so Passport America gives you the opportunity to maybe check out some of those more expensive parks that you wouldn't normally spend the money on, because at half price, it's not so bad.
Yes, John, that is the perfect way to meet new friends. And and I'm working on a video right now to really, really explain to you guys why FindUsCamping was created and where it is today. So I've been working hard on getting that video done, but it's just so much stuff going on right now. Our heads are going around like this.
We came to the Keys for 2 weeks. We thought, like anybody that has Thousand Trails knows how you have to work to get to the Keys, because There's only a limited amount of spots, and you have to nail it on the day that the reservation's open, and then you have to call every day to see if anybody's canceled. Anyway, 2 weeks in the Keys. We're looking forward to kind of relaxing for a minute, kind of regrouping after Tampa, getting it together. And it's been kind of a whirlwind of crazy stuff coming at us, which is good. It's very good.
We have another huge
lot of good
call
things.
first thing tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. We had a great call today at 3 o'clock. Got another call at 12 o'clock. So
It's great stuff. It's just a lot.
it's a lot of new stuff coming, hoping to help you guys all in the long
Because the
run.
bigger we can make our things, not like hundreds and thousands of people. I don't mean that. But the more of you all that we can bring together, the bigger the community gets and the better it is. So these people that we're working with are working with us to help put things in place to make things even better for those of us that are there and engaged.
So if everybody here, because I think Endless has 69, 70 some odd reservations. If next year for 2025, if everybody invited one person,
they don't have that many spots.
they don't have that many spots. So that's
Which is a good problem to have, right? It's like being really, really busy, so busy when you're self-employed, having too much work. It's a problem, but it's a good problem to have. So having so many people that want to come to your event that there's not enough sites at the park is a great problem to have.
It's a good feeling for us. It means we're building that community, and that is what this is all about. And that's what this video is going to talk about.
Well, and I think this chat always does it for me. So when we're at one of our camp, and I know y'all are sick of me saying it, when we're at one of our camp outs and I see people that didn't know one another before, that know one another now, that are reuniting with friends they made last year. Maybe it's the first time they've seen them since then. Maybe it's not. That always makes me happy. But then watching the chat on these lives where people who didn't know one another are commenting back
like
and
Doughboy.
forth.
Doughboy's finally
like
here.
Doughboy, who's tardy to the party. Doughboy didn't know Tiffany and Bobby, but they met at the Keystone rally that we did. And well, John Kinney just knows us because he had to work and missed the horse farm. But Raising Wild Berries also, we didn't know the tardy to the party Doughboy in person before the rally. We didn't know Robert D'Angelo before we met the Weinbergers. Like, it's just cool to scroll through here and see the people that either our channel and like our mission has brought into our lives, and that has brought you all into one another's lives. And that's awesome.
So I have to skip something here and jump down here, because here is another person that just jumped on that is from Washington, and they're going to Yellowstone.
And we met them at the Keystone rally. Yes, right? Yes.
Yes. So this is how this whole community is coming around, and we're appreciating each and one of you guys. And without your help, we can't make this stuff happen. So we're working hard every single day to give you guys more value on these crawls and these campouts. So that's what we're working to do now.
Tiffany says she's in berry hell.
Well, we talked about you a few minutes ago, Tiffany.
Yes, we were talking berries
Tiffany,
before you got here.
Can you tell us how many berries you did last year?
I told him it was an absurd amount of berries that you all put out for Valentine's Day, but I could not remember the number, even though I know you've told me multiple times.
900 miles from Wisconsin. That's a one-day drive. It's nothing. We've done it before.
Not intentionally.
No, but we done
not because we wanted to. So, Jim, can you tell us how cold or warm it is in Washington? Earlier, we were discussing temperatures, and I just have no idea what it would be like in Washington State.
Robert, what can you not get in? What dates were booked?
Carolina Landing, probably, because that's what he's talking about. Oh.
You will see us this summer. We'll at least see you in Chesapeake. Yes, that's kind of what we said right there, Robert. Carolina was okay. It was tight. It was So okay. So we'll talk about this campground real quick. This is the only one that we've been to that we had to put chocks underneath one side of the wheels to get it up really, really, really high.
And now he's going to make fun of me.
And Lisa would not even open this slide right
We didn't
here.
have this camper.
But it was this slide.
It was a big slide on this
She
side.
was afraid to open the slide because she thought we were going to roll over. It was
we
so
were
much
so
of an angle.
unlevel that our leveling system could not level it. And even with the Anderson levelers under it, it still couldn't get this side up high enough to get us level. Laugh all you want. I don't want to fall over.
So Doughboy got Passport America Lifetime. I hope you guys are using our
Mhm.
codes. I don't know if they gave you any discounts for those
Are
anyway.
you guys
but-
landing in Shipshawana anytime?
Well, yes. Unfortunately, we will be up in that area
March.
1st of March. So we will be there.
We're not staying in Shipshawana, but we will go visit Shipshawana because it's a fun place to go.
Yeah, so we will be there for probably 2 or 3 weeks. Different kind of berries. Wild berries. Nobody wants any wild berries.
What does it say? Yeah, see, Bobby didn't know Brian until one of the meetups. 600 dozen.
Okay, hold on.
Can we all just take a minute? 600 dozen strawberries. That's a lot of strawberries.
That is 7,200 strawberries.
That's a lot of strawberries. That's a lot.
Most of these food pics. Hey, Doughboy, I get the same thing, buddy.
Did you get the smoked bologna the other day?
See, this is where
you're a foodie. You're all about food.
No, but this is where we're going to talk about it again. Wherever we are in the country, we met Bobby and Tiffany through our Facebook page, through our Fusion Facebook page. We met Doughboy basically through our Fusion page. We all met together. So we're talking Minnesota, Tennessee, wherever we are. We all met in Indiana, and now these two are all sending pictures and back and forth. So that's what this community is all about, guys, and we appreciate you guys doing that, even if it's food pics. Wait till you start sending the YouTube videos.
Okay, so in Washington State, 42 degrees. So not much warmer than Virginia.
But it's only 5 o'clock.
That is true. That is very true. Shirley, we will be at Chesapeake April.
We're there. We're scheduled for
mid-April?
2 weeks.
I can't open my calendar.
April, we are scheduled there to be April 9th through the 29th. 9th through the 29th.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever's going to be in Chesapeake, we will be there. And this isn't public knowledge, so don't let everybody know this, even though this is YouTube and everybody can see it. We will be in Chesapeake from
Surprise.
April 9th to April 29th. Unless something changes.
You know, things do change from time to time, but that is the plan at this point.
I know, Doughboy. I had to walk you through it. I was just kind of kidding to make sure everybody's using our links. Save you guys some money. And yeah, it was funny. She said, don't put the slide out. Don't put the slide out. So here we go. I got a question while we're talking about slides out.
It wasn't funny the next day when the site was so tight. He scratched up the nose of the truck trying to get out because they needed to trim the bushes.
That wasn't my fault.
I know.
John Kenny says considering Pocahontas can't consider Pocahontas. Well, the problem with Pocahontas is
State Park might not play with us so nicely.
Yeah, because if we start bringing in 20,
they might,
30,
though.
40,
Pocahontas does weddings and all kinds of big events. They might let us do it there.
Well, we're hoping next year's crawl is about 40 people. That's what I'm hoping for. At least it's not, but that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, 7,200. Is that what I came up with? Is that what I said? See,
that's a lot.
Oops, wrong.
Yeah,
button.
that's what you came up with.
Either or.
And here, that's got to be autumn. Mason could have done that math without a calculator.
Absolutely could have. But if I asked Mason if I ate 21 of those strawberries, he couldn't figure that out. Because he doesn't do mine. He doesn't like to take away or do division.
He could figure it out, but he wouldn't enjoy it.
Oh, we're starting to get too far behind March.
I'll still be sleeping in storage.
That's sad.
Oh,
Sad. I'm already upset now, and I love Tiffany, and we're going to help Tiffany do what we need to do. But as soon as we leave there, we have to go back to Virginia. I'm already upset that
it's gonna be cold in Virginia too.
I may
Have to winterize
for
the
the
camper.
first time in 2 years, I may have to winterize the camper because we go into Virginia for a day and we fly out for our bowling tournament in Vegas, and we fly back and then we go camping
But
again.
so for 4 days, it'll be sitting there all by itself
It's going to be lonely. So
and cold.
getting ready to order. What's he doing?
Drum brakes for the camper.
Hmm.
I don't know I don't know anything about brakes.
Well, we were supposed to go to a meeting with, who was that? Ray.
Something with a D.
I'll text you. D-Max. D-Max. We were supposed to. Now, that's who Morad is using now to put on disc brakes.
But those are disc brakes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's
Never
asked
mind.
about drum brakes.
Never mind. Just order them off of
I mean, I don't know a whole lot about brakes, but I know those are different things.
Just order them off E-Trail and have them shipped. It's super easy. Drum brakes, you cut the things on the back, you slide the whole, get the whole thing. Don't get pieces and parts. It's easier from our days of changing trailer brakes on our landscaping trailers. It's easier to buy the whole kit, drums, brakes, everything already built in, cut the wires in the back, slide it on, bolt it on, you're done. Just make it easier and do that way.
Can I pop in for a minute and say, hey, everybody, give us a thumbs up? Will it do the thing? Or is that only on calls?
We'll do it on
you give us a thumbs up. You give us a like. That'd be awesome. Because
I can't see likes and stuff on here like we used to.
Well, no, but I can see how many people's on here. So, Kenny Collins, you just need to give it one more try. Just one. He's talking about Chesapeake. Never go there again, he said.
You can come with us. We'll protect you.
Shirley.
Oh, see, I was wondering when that was coming out.
Yeah. The 9th, but we're not getting there till the 9th.
I know, but she says in April 9th, you will be in New York because that's going to be the Eclipse thing.
I thought it was over by then. I thought that's where we were going from.
That is even on your calendar.
It is.
No, it's not.
It is right here. Yep. Yes, it is. Eclipse.
Yeah. Where are you?
6th through the 13th.
Ooh. We will call you guys tomorrow. We'll call you tomorrow, and we'll discuss that part of it.
Okay. Well, we'll still be in Chesapeake for a couple weeks.
The Eclipse is going to be the 8th.
Okay. Well, I didn't know how long we would be up there for that, so we can discuss that with y'all tomorrow. But Shirley Atkins, we could go eat. We could go to the Blue Crab.
Yes, we need to get the Blue Crab up
Even
again
if
on
not
Thursday.
At the campground, we could just go to the Blue Crab.
Yeah, Thursday night if we can do the all-you-can-eat shrimp. I haven't had
Kenny, you need to bring Carla. She will enjoy that.
So we have been down here in the Florida Keys, and it is hard to find peel and eat shrimp that's steamed.
Okay. Yes. No. It's steamed. So let's do a poll. I need everybody to answer. Okay. If you go
24 people here, I need everybody to answer.
If you go to a restaurant and they have peel and eat shrimp on the menu, should those be served? 1 for hot, 2 for cold, and go.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I'd rather have it hot, dipped in the garlic butter, the Old Bay, and then eat. I don't want.
You're not supposed to give your opinion. You're supposed to let them bring in first.
That's mine. I want it, and tartar and no tartar sauce. Yes, Doughboy. Look at disc brakes.
He's telling Ray to look at it.
That's what I'm saying. I go with disc brakes. I can't get there before Sunday. I'm getting there Sunday, Tiffany.
She's saying, I sneezed. She said, bless you. Get better before Sunday. I'm not sick.
Oh, she's not sick.
Something's just got my head going crazy in here.
It's leaving the Keys is getting her upset.
It is. Tiffany understands that.
Shirley Atkins says it's 32 degrees there. Yeah, John, I can leave it running, and I probably will keep the heat going really, really, really low, and my solar will keep up. I wonder
what he was talking about.
Where did y'all get disc brakes out on?
Put on.
I had my disc brakes put on at Moride when I got my independent suspension put on. They put the disc brakes on while we were there. I will tell you, I drove my camper, this camper, all the way out west without disc brakes, and I drove it all the way out west with disc brakes. And I will tell you, it's
It made a
night and day.
difference.
It is huge, huge, huge. So if you can afford to put disc brakes on, that is a really, really huge thing.
Who's Charles Ingle?
She's calling you out, Charles.
What's a new name? He said he just joined, and he said, "Hey," but I'm wondering, is it somebody we should know?
Well, you're gonna get it's ABS.
Like, yeah.
I'll
Kenny,
get kicked out.
Kenny, you
You're
just
not gonna
here.
get kicked out.
I don't know if any of you all follow On Liberty with the RV, but they're friends of ours that are also Keystone ambassadors. It's Dave, who's a retired Marine, and his son Danny. And Danny, who is just the sweetest kid, very smart, sweetest kid, tells Jimmy all the time when he gets riled up, Kenny, like you, he says, "Jimmy, you need to just enhance your calm. Kenny, I want you to work on that. Carla, if you can hear me, you need to help him work on that. I'm trying to help Jimmy work on
I
that."
understand, Kenny. I understand what happened there, and I get it. I'm 100% with
Oh,
you.
he would have done the same thing. So, but like everybody's entitled to one bad experience. It's like a restaurant. You can't just not go because you had a bad experience once. You got to give them a second try.
You can read that one.
Hey y'all, hope you're doing well. I sent y'all a Facebook message when I was down in Marathon in December to hopefully catch up with y'all when you were in the Keys. But y'all left a couple days earlier.
That's what stinks. We always leave too early.
We're leaving Friday, so
this was in December.
Well, I know. I do remember that.
Maybe next time.
Oh. I'm not getting sick. I don't have time for that.
Maybe next time we'll catch up to you. We will be down here again. So while you're talking about the Keys right now, we might have our 6th camp out.
If we can get enough people. If we can generate enough interest.
I need about 10 people.
Well, 9 and us would be 10.
Well, if I get 10, that would be 10 of you guys. Let me find all the information.
Okay,
so I
well, while you're doing that, I'm going to look. So everybody, Doughboy. The majority of people.
Of course it would be you and John. You northern people. Why do you want cold all the time?
So here's the thing. In my world, steamed shrimp, peel and eat shrimp are served hot, fresh out the steamer. Like nice and hot, drenched in Old Bay with some cocktail or butter. Down here, if you get peel and eat shrimp, they're served cold. In my world, that's shrimp cocktail, not peel and eat shrimp. But it does look like more people said 1, which would be hot.
All right, I got it right here. So if we can get 10 people, and Derek, if you will, put that link to our Sugarloaf Key video on there.
Did you call him Daryl?
Derek.
Okay.
Our Sugarloaf Key. If we can get enough people to go down to the Keys, which is Sugarloaf, which is about 15, 20 minutes from Key West in Thanksgiving week, we can get pricing for $109 a night in the Keys, guys.
$109 for weekdays,
$125 for the weekend. Then you pay your taxes.
You have to pay taxes and all that.
But $109 and $125 for the Keys, being 15 minutes from Key West, that you can get on a bus to go to Key West. So if you want to go down there and have a good time and drink, you don't have to worry about it. The bus will bring you back. So we've been offered down there for the Blue Water, Sugarloaf Key, Sun Outdoors, that price.
If we can't get enough people if we can't get 10, then
I know it's Thanksgiving, that's why it might be a little bit harder to do. So if you guys want that, please email us at FindUsCamping@gmail.com. Again, if you guys can get that, if you guys want that, I'm gonna get that.
Good night, Rhonda.
If you guys want it, please let us know. I need at least 10 of us before I'm even gonna okay it. So if you want it, if you're thinking about it, please let us know, and I will see what we can do to get it going. But it's the week of Thanksgiving. We are going to go down the week before, which they'll give you the same price. So the week before and the week of, but really the price, most of us are going to be there for the week of Thanksgiving. So if you want to come down, email us, hit us up on social media, whatever it is. Let me know if you're interested. I need about 10 of us there to do it.
Did I move your thing that you were trying to read? Brian, did you really ask if we had talked about the Grand Design frame flex problem?
No, I don't do that.
Because we're not talking about that.
I don't do that. So I'm going to tell you, I don't care who you are, who you have, what camper you have, especially in the fifth wheels, especially when you're 44, 45, 46 foot long. Everybody just about is getting frame flex one way or another. So it's it's going to happen.
It's inevitable. That's the word.
It's going to happen. So
that's our opinion, and
I've seen a lot of them over the years.
I've seen a lot of them, and I know that for the longest time it was all Keystone, or that's all you heard about, and now it's rearing its ugly head in the Grand Design world. I think it's just kind of proof. It's just like a car or a house or a truck, right? Like they're all going to have issues. They're going to have problems. They're bouncing down the road. Something's the weakest, the point of least resistance is where you're going to see the first problem, and it will continue no matter what you have. So I still stand behind. They're all going to have problems. It just depends on how the company that you choose to go with stands behind their product and handles those problems when they happen. So, and I am not out there to say that anybody does that perfectly, because I've heard horror stories and miraculous stories on most of the brands out there. It just, I don't know what dictates the good and the bad, but I do feel bad for people that are having frame flex, regardless of what their brand is. Because
we've had it, and
we've been there, done that.
We've had it on two different brands, so
it's not fun. So
we had it before.
We had it on our Fusion before. I mean, we had a Forest River.
We've had it on Forest River back.
They
in
didn't
the
really
day,
say that's
way
what
back
it
in the day.
was, but that's kind of
way before.
Looking back, like that might have been what
it was like COVID. When people were sick before COVID, they said, "I had COVID before COVID was COVID." We had frame flex before frame flex was frame flex. So it's been happening since, what year was that camper? 2016. So we had it back in 2016. So,
or something similar too that presented itself in the same way.
So I like his thing right here. It says hot, just like a low country boil.
Yes. That's what it's just like that. It should be hot.
Working on grocery stores.
Working in the grocery store limits. Attack me here. Thanksgiving. Yeah. But you're still coming to the horse farm, right? Are you on my list?
He's not. No, I don't think he's on anything right now. Doughboy, are you on any of our campouts right now?
Are you really not on the horse farm?
The Sugarloaf Key trip right now is, we are going in the week before Thanksgiving.
The week before Thanksgiving and the week of Thanksgiving.
And the week of Thanksgiving. So we're trying to get everybody there the week of Thanksgiving so we can all do like Thanksgiving. Well,
and they
together.
would be open to, like, if you wanted to come the week before because you couldn't miss the week of Thanksgiving with your family kind of thing. What is his last name?
Tyler Hopkins. Dude, talking about late. Normally we only run these till 9:00 and it's 9:04. And here he is. He shows up. I knew you were coming on, so I figured I'd wait for you.
That's funny because I forgot Brian's last name, but he's not on my list. Brian, y'all not coming? We're not able to commit. Okay. I'll cut you some slack.
Who, Brian?
It's actually this year, Brian. We're in 2024 now.
Perfect answer.
Please bring Wisconsin sunshine and warmer weather. Hey, if I could bring you some warmer weather, I would, because I'm all about that. Y'all take care, though.
Yeah, so, yes, Tyler, I waited and waited and waited. So it's 9:10 right now. It's past my bedtime, and I waited for you to come on before I disconnected this. So,
Tyler, how's the puppy?
No, not the puppy again. No puppies. No puppies.
And are we getting a new rig? You don't have to say that out loud if you don't want to. You can text us later.
Good night, John. Y'all have a good night. Email us tomorrow or whatever, and we'll get on a call and talk to you guys about some things.
Yes, for sure. I think.
Here's a question. Do you think frame flexes with all fifth wheels are just the longer toy haulers because they are lighter in the garage and less? It's not just toy haulers. It's not toy haulers at all.
Haulers.
We've seen it on, and I'm not going to name out brands and all that stuff. We've seen it on the front living rooms. We've seen it on the rear kitchens. We've seen it on.
Yeah, it's definitely not just. In fact, the one that we had Our Forest River was not a toy hauler, and it was never diagnosed as frame flex, but it had a lot of the same issues going on. So it was not a toy hauler. In
I
fact, it
think
was a mid bunk.
we think, and we've heard, and like I said, this is just us talking. During COVID, the metal got a little bit thinner.
But ours was before COVID.
But what's going on now? The metal got a little bit thinner, and when they weld it and they put it all together, when you hit a bump with your tires, it goes up through the tires, goes up to this. This is me talking. It goes up through the tires, up through the
Not
pin
an
box,
engineer.
up through the kingpin, up through the walls, up to the frame of your camper. It's like lightning. It's going to go through until least resistance is going to come out. So when it comes up and hits all that stuff with that thinner, lighter metal, it finds the weakest link and it cracks. Now, unfortunately, this is what happened to us. Was we got it all fixed, it got all welded, everything was good, and then the next big bump we hit went past that and went somewhere else that was weak again, and it broke again.
It's kind of like a water leak, like if you have a thin place and you fix a hole, then the water starts pushing on the next thinnest spot, so it's going to present itself. They just got a bath.
He just sent me a picture, so I can only imagine what that's going to be.
Oh, look how cute.
Looks like a drowned rat. Oh. Does that look like a rat to you guys?
I want one.
China metal, yes, pretty much, Kenny.
Need to be welded by a welder, not just someone burning.
Well, it's not only where the welds are.
Yeah, I think it's
we have actually seen the metal itself break. And yes, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
The welding isn't probably the best I've ever seen in my life, but we're up at Rod's all the time, and he has stuff tore apart, and I have legit seen the frame itself cracked. Nowhere near a weld, nowhere by a weld, none of that kind of stuff.
Now, does that mean that it's, because I'm just saying it could be not just a defect. It could be like you really hit something hard. Like people have problems with frames of cars because they hit like really big potholes. Seems a little minute when in the grand scheme of things.
Some of these potholes out here, not
I'm just saying, like, so. Yeah, I've heard of people having problems, cracks in their frames from hitting bad holes in the road or bad places in the road. So imagine that the camper's way bigger than that. And I don't know, is the impact harder or less?
I'm going to go out and tell you guys, it's not just in the camper world. My truck, the 2024, and you can get me here, Tyler, I'm sure. But my 2024 Chevrolet, which he knows exactly what that is starting to get recalls now because the cab, the roof of the truck, the metal is splitting. So what they're having to do is put a hole here and a hole here, just like your frame flex and your walls, put holes on both of them, and they're welding it together because the roof itself is cracking. And then they have to sand it down and repaint it and fix it all up. So it's not just in the RV world, it's everywhere. Things are getting cheaper. Things are getting less built, not what they used to be. So yes, I know.
When your grandparents or your parents used to say they just don't do it like they used to.
That's the honest truth right there. Because I'm gonna tell you what, we had old Chevrolets. Our kids had old Chevrolets. Those things didn't fall apart just driving down the road. So for our roofs just to crack, there's issues going on with metal nowadays, and it's probably just like recycled old metal that they're putting back together and calling it metal and sending it off. So it's in everything. Yes, it is. Mine is with the sunroof, but I don't think it's all sunroofs.
Tyler's coming to Endless. I get to see the puppy.
Oh boy. Yeah, pave the damn roads.
For sure. And Bill, no, Michigan roads are just obnoxious.
Well, everybody says it's where the roads are, where it's cold and the snow plows run across them and there's holes. But I'm gonna tell you what, we've been to almost every state now.
Where was it that we went and we said they got to get a ton of snow here and their roads aren't bad?
I don't know, but all the roads are just, and what really drives me crazy as I'm driving, all the construction they're doing over and over and over.
It's always in the same place and it never gets any better. It's
just the roads are just brutal. So, and PS don't pull through Pittsburgh. It's not just Pittsburgh. I'm looking at the map right there.
Pennsylvania's horrible, though. Can we just say that? We used to go to visit his mom all the time up there. And Pennsylvania Turnpike, ridiculous. Always, always under construction. Never got any better. The same stretch of road was always under construction, which was just a total traffic backup. The roads were crap, and they were always working on them.
Yeah, Tyler, I'm glad you said that. It said I'll put it up here. It says Rams won't issue a recall on roof lighting leaking and causing mold in the roof lining. So it's not just in the RV world. It's everywhere. It's everything that we do. You know, even on the recalls. I'm talking about nowadays when you go out to dinner anymore, you can't get good service most of the time at dinner anymore because they're overworked, they're underpaid,
and you can't be mad at the server when there's only 3 of them running a whole restaurant. Like, they can only do what they can do. And it's a shame that you have to be so thankful that 3 people showed up for work today when there was supposed to be 8, you know, like, and I am like, that's the servers will say, I'm so sorry, you know, and you can tell they're running around like crazy. They're the only ones there. And what can you say, but don't worry about it. Like, I can see you're one of the few that showed up, and I'm thankful that you're here. And don't get me wrong, you should always be thankful that somebody showed up for work, but people showing up for work shouldn't be the exception. It should be the rule that people actually come to work like they're supposed to.
But it's not, I mean, it's everything we get now. You order something off Amazon. We ordered something, her mom ordered something for Christmas. And when she got it, it didn't work. And it was like a foot massager or something like that.
Yeah, like
it
she gave it was for us for Christmas. And I tried to get it to work and I couldn't get it to work. And we called technical support or whatever you want to call it. And I explained to him, I said, my mom's in Virginia, I'm in Florida. She gave me this for Christmas. It's defective. I need to know what to do with it. Long and short of it is my mother had to call.
It was a Christmas, it was a gift for us.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, I have her order number. Then I have the email she ordered it through because that was what they needed at first. And then even after that was done, he ended up telling me that she would have to call and tell them everything I had already told them, and they would issue a replacement. And then when she called, they were like, yeah, well, that's not how it works. Great. Well, then she went round and round with them, and she's like, this is what they told her. And so I haven't heard. She should have gotten it by now. They're going to ship a new one, which is great, except they're going to ship it to her in Virginia. So until we get back to Virginia, I won't even get it to try it to see if it works. And then if not, it'll be out of that, well, you ordered it too many days ago for us to replace it kind of thing.
So quality nowadays, whether or not everybody, and because we're on so many RV pages, everybody's complaining about RVs. But you know what? It's in every single thing that we buy now. So it's not just RV world. It's everything.
And
so
yes, Robert D'Angelo, Affinity does repair frame flex. They repaired the frame flex on our first RV. Well, our first Fusion.
Yeah, they're like the king of frame flex. So it used to be a lot of Keystones in there, but as we started going up, we started seeing all the other brands in there. So
yeah, we've not been to New England yet to complain about the roads up there yet, Kenny. Yeah, and it does suck. You pay all this money in tolls, and you sit in all this backed up traffic, and for what? Because they're not. What are they doing with that money exactly? Because they're definitely not fixing the roads.
All right, guys. So we have a very, very, very important meeting in the morning. Hopefully this goes well. But we want you guys, to keep an eye on our Facebook pages. When we post something on there, please share it as much as you can so we can grow our community. It's not to grow FindUsCamping. It's not to grow what we do. It's just to grow our community. So we are working very hard on building that. So as much as you guys can share it, let people know. If you're coming to one of the campouts, invite a friend. I want to be able, I don't want to, but I want to be able to say we're full. We don't have any more room.
We want to fill up.
We want to fill it up.
Because that's a good feeling, because that's a lot of people getting to meet new people and getting to hang with old people. And Tiffany, side note, you're right. So y'all have heard us talk about Showalter RV because they are the best dealership ever in the RV business. They have recently trained their technicians to work on frame flex as well. So
actually, Affinity trained them. So,
yes. So if you can't get into Affinity, if they're booked, you can also check with Showalter. because they are now doing that as well.
So we appreciate you guys a ton. We appreciate you guys sitting here and listening to us jabber, 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 jabber a lot.
And we appreciate you jabbering us with us.
Yeah, we love to hear you guys talk. Like Lisa said,
I so wish it was a Zoom call though, because I like to see all of you.
Maybe we can do a Zoom call one night just to see how many people
How many
would.
people can you put
If
on a Zoom
somebody
call
would
one
want to
time?
get on, here's another thing. Let us know if somebody wants to get on a Zoom call and see some people, and we kind of talk back and forth. Maybe 6 or 7 people. Email us at FindUsCamping@gmail.com and say just Zoom call, and that way I'll know how many people really want to do this, and we can just chat.
Well,
And
a lot of you know one another, like you have met each other in person. And then I think a lot of you know one another from seeing each other in the chat, even if you've never met in person. So it would just be kind of fun.
So if you
Tyler,
want,
you don't have to show your face if you don't want to.
no, if you're gonna do it, if we're doing a Zoom
But
call,
you can put the puppy on.
if you're doing a Zoom call, you got to show
Yes!
your face.
What's
So
the puppy's name? I need to know the puppy's name.
you're gonna see the puppy.
I think I know I think he told us the puppy's name, but I don't remember.
So if you want to do Zoom or Meet or whatever it is, or we can see everybody, email us. Just put in there Zoom call. I'll see if we can start getting some of these together. Maybe I'll start talking this more and more up into some of the things. We'll get some Zoom calls going. We can talk to each other, and you guys can really get to know each other.
Chester. I grew up in Chester, like in the town of Chester. So I'll remember that now. The puppy's name is Chester. Look, Doughboy says he can make some good bacon too.
Oh, that man can make some bacon. And I'm going to tell you what, last time we were there, we got that bacon. And I'm going to tell you what.
It's so good.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's better cooked over the fire, though. It's
is.
not
It
the
gets
same
kissed
when you
by
cook
that
it
fire.
inside.
Maybe,
So good.
Doughboy, when you come to one of our campouts, and yes, you're coming, I'll get the bacon and you can make it. How about that in the fire?
So for those of you that don't know, Steve Showalter and his family of Showalter RV came to the Keystone Rally when we were up there. And the local grocery store up there has this thick cut peppered bacon.
Thick.
And so he brought a pack of it and set up the little grate thing that he has. It's like a steak with a big, it's a grate. I don't know.
Maybe I should get him to donate us one.
And he set it up over the campfire and he cooked bacon of all things. Like we're all sitting around a campfire at night. And what are we eating? Bacon.
7 pounds of bacon.
Amazing. So good. And I know that sounds crazy because I'm like, he's bringing bacon. That's kind of odd, but it was so good. So yeah, just a little side note.
All right. Bill says one more thing before we go. Lisa Donna says she'll get with you in the next couple of days and Zoom. Yes. So
perfect.
Let's see how many people we can get on a Zoom call. Even if we do 2 or 3 the first time and just try to grow this, maybe we'll try that once a month. Maybe like the first such and such of the month or the last such and such of the month. See if we can get everybody on there. We'll do that a couple times and we'll do our Zoom. So, but anyway, we really appreciate you guys. Please keep sharing us to everybody. We're trying to get out more videos. It's just been very, very busy for us.
My editor's been slacking.
My film person that wants to film isn't there. So I got a cool one coming out. Roy tells us about how we start and what we are and all that kind of stuff. So be on the lookout for that. And we appreciate you guys. And in 2 weeks, we don't know where we're going to be, but we'll be coming to you live again. So thanks, everybody.
Safe travels.
I thought you had something.
Mm-mm.
Safe travels, guys.